A coin flip, 5 kicks each, and 90,000 fans holding their breath in complete silence. This is the moment that decides World Cup dreams. Today we are breaking down exactly how extra time and penalty shootouts actually work at this tournament, and why even 2 full hours of football still might not be enough to find a winner. Let us break it down. Let us start with the basics, because the knockout stage operates under completely different rules than the group stage. In the group stage, matches are allowed to end in a draw, with both teams earning a point toward their standing. But once the tournament reaches its win or go home phase, every single match must produce a winner. There are no draws left from this point forward, so what actually happens when 90 minutes simply is not enough? If a knockout match remains tied after 90 minutes of regulation play, the match proceeds directly into extra time. Extra time consists of 30 additional minutes divided into 2 separate 15-minute halves. Teams get a brief break before extra time begins and another short pause when they switch sides at the halfway point. Here's something many casual fans do not realize about modern extra time rules. There is no golden goal and there is no sudden death format during this period. Both 15-minute halves must be played in their entirety, regardless of how many goals are scored along the way. This golden goal rule actually existed in past tournaments, but was abolished back in 2004 after widespread criticism that it encouraged overly defensive, cautious play. Let us talk about a crucial rule change that gives teams extra firepower during this stage. In regular 90-minute matches, each team is allowed 5 total substitutions, but if a match goes to extra time, both teams are granted a 6th additional substitution, along with another window to use it. This extra change can be absolutely massive, allowing managers to bring on fresh legs exactly when fatigue starts setting in. So what happens if the score remains level even after a full 120 minutes of football? If the teams are still tied after extra time concludes, the match is decided by a penalty shootout. This is widely considered one of sport's most nerve-wracking spectacles, and for good reason. Let us break down exactly how the shootout process actually works. The referee tosses a coin before the shootout officially begins. The winner of that coin toss gets to choose which goal will be used and whether their team shoots first or second. Each team then selects 5 different players to take penalty kicks, alternating one at a time from the penalty spot. Here is the simple math behind determining a winner. Whichever team has scored more goals after both teams complete their first 5 kicks wins the shootout outright. In some cases, the result becomes mathematically certain before all 10 kicks are even taken, and the shootout ends early. But what happens if the 2 teams remain perfectly tied even after all 5 kicks each? That is when things get even more intense, entering what is known as sudden death. Each subsequent round becomes a single kick for each team. If one team scores and the other team misses, the scoring team wins immediately. But if both teams score or both teams miss, the shootout simply continues into another round. Let us talk about some genuinely historic penalty shootouts from past World Cups, because this format has produced unforgettable moments. Penalty shootouts were first adopted by FIFA ahead of the 1978 tournament, but the very first one did not actually take place until 1982 in a legendary semi-final between West Germany and France. That shootout finished 5-4 in West Germany's favor. More recently, fans witnessed one of the greatest finals in World Cup history during the 2022 tournament. Argentina and France finished an incredible 3-3 draw after extra time. Lionel Messi and Argentina ultimately won that shootout 4-2, with goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez producing match-winning heroics. That single moment delivered Messi the one trophy that had eluded him throughout his entire legendary career. Now let us talk about some brand new rule changes specifically introduced for this 2026 tournament, designed to speed up play during these crucial late-game moments. There is now an 8-second goalkeeper rule, meaning keepers cannot hold on to the ball for longer than 8 seconds before releasing it. If a goalkeeper stalls for too long, the referee can begin a visual countdown, and continued stalling now results in a corner kick being awarded to the opposing team. There is also a new 10-second substitution rule worth knowing about. A player being substituted off the pitch now has just 10 seconds to actually leave the field of play. This rule specifically targets the slow, deliberate walk-off that players have historically used to waste valuable time during tight, tense matches. Let us also remember something important about this specific tournament structure. At the 2026 World Cup, extra time can now appear earlier than ever before, starting right from this brand new round of 32 stage. In previous tournaments, the very first knockout round was always the round of 16, but with this historic 48-team expansion, the win-or-go-home pressure now begins one entire round earlier than fans have ever experienced. Let us bring this back to why understanding these rules actually matters for every fan watching this tournament. Every single match from this point forward could end in dramatic extra time or an absolutely nerve-shredding penalty shootout. Knowing exactly how these tiebreaker rules work means you will never be confused during one of football's most intense, unforgettable moments. My take on why this format makes football so uniquely special. There is genuinely no other feeling in sports quite like a World Cup penalty shootout. 90,000 fans completely silent as one single player walks toward that penalty spot, carrying their entire nation's hopes on their shoulders. It is brutal. It is unfair in some ways. And yet, it remains one of the most thrilling moments the sport of football has ever produced. That is the complete breakdown of extra time and penalty shootout rules for this World Cup. The 30 minutes nobody wants to need, the coin toss, the kicks that decide everything. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what is the most memorable penalty shootout you have ever watched? Subscribe to this channel for more World Cup knockout coverage, highlights, and breaking stories. This is your World Cup 2026 coverage, and we will see you in the next one.